Hi, welcome back to another video on Frodo's journey. You join me at the top of the Redhorn Pass, or at least as far up the Redhorn Pass as it's possible to get, because there was a snowfall and it still hasn't cleared. And so we're following in the footsteps of the party. So we're heading back down. We have to take a different route. And this is where the fateful decision is made to take the route through Moria. So that's where we're heading to. We're heading to Moria. And we're backtracking a lot of the path that we've already tracked. And you'll be able to see this. Funny thing about journeys, actually, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but yeah, I'm sure you have. When you journey in a car or something, you're always looking ahead. So going in one direction looks completely different to going in the other direction. So here we are going in the other direction, and maybe it looks completely different. Maybe it's fresh to you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you say, oh, I've done this before. That's a bit boring. But anyway, what am I talking about today? We're talking about Sigma. Have you heard about this nonsense? Sigma? The kids are all saying Sigma in school as if they know something about something. And I think it comes from some kind of nonsense pseudoscience. Is nonsense pseudoscience a tautology? Probably is. It comes from some pseudoscience of behavioral ecology or whatever that is saying that there's some other form of human male apart from alpha males and beta males. There's suddenly a sigma male. I think that's where it's coming from, but I'm not entirely sure. If you do know, pop a comment down below. But anyway, if it is from that, these people have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. Alpha males we got rid of. Way, way, way back. Alpha males don't exist in human society. If they do turn up, they end up in prison pretty quick. Because an alpha male in mammalian populations essentially goes for and tries to kill any other male on sight. So it's essentially not possible to be an alpha male in human society. And I think that the whole business of being an alpha male in most mammalian social systems is really just about strength, getting good genes into the next part of the population, because the females, because they're so highly specialized for reproduction in the mammals, all females really need to contribute to the next generation. They all need to be part of the breeding population, whereas the males, really one male can fertilize all the females in the entire species if necessary. And so males are very much where all the competition happens. So the fight between the males determines which male is the strongest and which gets access to the females, and then which gets a good selection of genes into the next generation. Now the funny thing is that in humans, because of our evolution towards intelligence, it turns out that being a strong thug with very little intelligence and a vicious streak is not a very good survival trait. It's not a useful thing for humans to select for their next generation. And I think that in the course of our social history, it's very possible, this is just a hypothesis, I have no idea if it's true. I mean, who knows how the first settlements formed, but my money is on the first settlement forming to get rid of alpha males. Basically, the beta males gang up. They're a bit more social. They can hang out together. They're more egalitarian and working together as a group. And they basically say, well, we're going to build a wall. And we're all going to stand in here, and you alpha males can bang your heads against this wall as much as you like. And the females will stay in here because they don't like you guys. You guys are just too violent, too nasty, too dangerous. And all you care about is attacking other people. So, and particularly males. So I think this could well be the origin of the very first settlements. Just getting rid of the alpha males. So anybody who thinks they're an alpha male, and all our young boys all want to be alpha males, they They look at the natural history programs and say, "Oh, I want to be an alpha male," but in the end, they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. A real alpha male would not be able to function in our modern human society. So essentially, we're all kind of beta males, but then we have to have divisions, subdivisions of beta males, I suppose, which is where this business of, what do they call it, sigma comes from. Anyway, I don't know if that's actually where it comes from, but that's my little chat on that, my little rant on that subject. I mean, it's human behavior is so complex that you could probably fill in the entire Greek alphabet after alpha with different types of males. I mean, you just see it in the competition that happens in a school setting when the kids are 13, 14. The boys are all competing, but they all choose their own battlegrounds. They choose different battlegrounds for their competition. Some of them are competing with, in terms of schoolwork. I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to make loads of money. That's attractive. For a woman who wants somebody to help them look after their children. Some of them compete in terms of sport, which is probably the nearest thing you get to an alpha male, I suppose. But certainly not an alpha male, because if Usain Bolt was an alpha male, instead of running down the track, he would just try and kill the person next to him. So that's not an alpha male. But so it's another kind of male. Maybe, what should we call it, a gamma male? Who knows? And then we have maybe the epsilon male might be the one who's competing in terms of intellect and intelligence. And in the end, you just work through a whole lot of different ways of competing. I mean, you get kids who compete by breaking the rules. Naughty kids at school. The rebellious gene maybe isn't somebody the girls would consider ever marrying or settling down with, but it's clearly a different set of genes, so might well be an option for a little affair and a cuckoo in the nest and trying to get those genes in the next population. It's all about mixing your genes, and certainly in terms of the female thinking, and this is all subconscious, this is all animal brain stuff going on. Nobody thinks this way, nobody consciously thinks this way. But this is all animal brain stuff, and the animal brain pushes the attractiveness of individuals towards each other. And of course, I mean, beyond that, outside of biology, we're talking about we can also talk about the whole business of non-binary individuals, which is perfectly fine. Of course, there's 8 billion people in the world, so we don't need to keep breeding, and there's plenty of other options for a lifestyle and preferences, and we certainly aren't going to judge those. But there you go. That's just the biological thinking. There is competition, but I think that the different ways that boys compete and maybe adult men compete eventually in order to find a mate or find a wife or find a partner, those things are all kind of interesting. By the way, I was so interested in that story. You notice we went up these stairs, and these stairs lead to the lake that blocks off the front door of Moria. So we're going to go around the lake now, up here. Sorry, I got sidetracked. We're not taking in the scenery. So we still are in Aragon, so we've still got holly trees. And we're looking for the right path to follow to get around to the gates of Moria, which is where we're going to finish this video. So there you go. There's my rant. There's a nonsense pseudoscience garbage on the internet. I mean, none of this is, even my speculation is not backed up by any form of scientific evidence. I mean, just observations of young people growing up. And wouldn't take any of that for gospel either. And don't go start calling people epsilon males. I've had enough of the sigma, to be perfect. I don't even know where that comes in. But I mean, if you're going to call it, I mean, eventually you're going to get to your omega male, which is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. And maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the male who has managed to defeat all of their emotions and is able to function in society, is completely egalitarian, completely respectful to women, completely respectful to other people, never competitive at all, knows their own strengths, that kind of thing. So maybe there is, in the end, a perfect a perfect individual who might be what we might consider the fully evolved male. I don't know, but there's maybe quite a long way to go in human evolution. Who knows? A couple more million years if we get that far, which seems unlikely at the moment. But if we get that far, a couple more million years could change everything. Certainly everybody will be the same color by then, so we won't have to worry about that. Whether everybody is going to be multi-sexuality or multi-gender or whatever, who knows? We'll see. It's an interesting journey we're on as a species, I think. And very little of it has now to do with natural selection, and most of it is to do with societal preferences and selection, and pretty much everyone survives. So all of those things are interesting. Here we are coming to Moria, and here's the lake where the creature lives. The guardian of the gate. What was it called? The Kraken? No, not really a Kraken. It was, but anyway, we'll pop across here, and we don't like touching this water. And when you arrive here, you have to do a little quest. I think I've got a quest. I've got the video on my channel somewhere. You can go and look it up. Maybe I'll post a link in the comments where we've got the Moria beginning quest to get into Moria and get your legendary weapon in this game. So go and have a look at that if you want to see what the Watcher in the water is like in this game, and that'll be worth doing. So anyway, we're cruising along here, and we're just about to arrive at the gates of Moria. Here's the camp outside. A couple of dwarf dudes. So what's happened in the game, of course, is that now that the Balrog is dead, sorry, spoilers, but you need to have read the books, right? Now that the Balrog is dead, the dwarves have moved back in, and we're going to go in and see what they've done with the place in our next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the rant, and I'll see you all next time.